Hey, hi, hope all is well. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about specifically the HEC Paris MBA essays. It took a lot of time for me to make this video. I don't know why, maybe because of lethargy. But a lot of our mentees who take our help not only apply for the likes of ISB or IIMS, but also apply for HEC. HEC is a very good alternative, not backup, very good alternative, equally prestigious school if you want to build a career in either marketing or consulting outside the country and for which you are open to go to France. That's why a lot of people who have consulting and marketing as short-term goals after ISB or IIMS, they also end up applying for HEC. Anybody with 4 to 6 years of experience with a 675 to 695 is definitely a good fit to apply. So I have my notes open in front of me because this school has 5 essays. They make you write a lot. They make you introspect a lot. So I'll go at it one by one and I'll spend 2-3 minutes on every essay to help you out. There are 5 essays. The first essay is a little longer, 500 words slash 3500 characters, inclusive of spaces. And second, third, fourth, fifth essays are 250 words slash 2000 characters is what we have to write. So let's focus on the longer essay first, which is your typical goals essay, which is why are you applying for the HEC MBA program now? What is the professional objective that you want to fulfill? And how will the HEC MBA help you out with the achievement of this objective? 500 words. So as is true for all schools and all goals essays, we'll start off with what have we done till now, which is our professional trajectory. Let's say Sarthak has been working with Zomato for the last 5 years and he has been a key account manager and he has been in category management. Now he wants to build a career in marketing and he wants to settle outside the country or brand management and he wants to apply for HEC, which is a very good fit for him. What he'll talk about is he'll talk about the whole summary of his experience in terms of the crucial projects he did or the products he launched or the restaurant partners that he collaborated with in terms of specific project, my contribution, the way I navigated through the challenges and the outcomes in terms of revenue, cost, number of partners onboarded and everything in between. That's something, those 2-3 projects are something which I'll talk about in the first 300 words, 250 to 300 words. Then I'll talk about, okay, basis these experiences, I've realized that I have a constant passion for marketing and problem solving, which is why going forward, I want to work as a brand manager in a leading conglomerate and get exposed to different product lines. And that is why I want to come to HEC. And my long-term goal, let's say, is entrepreneurship. But to achieve these goals, I lack certain skills, which will take another 50 words. And then in the last 150 to 200 words, I specifically talk about why HEC, where I have to be very specific with respect to these electives, these professors. I've talked to these specific alumni who reassured and reconfirmed my belief in the program. We'll talk about experiential learning opportunities. We'll talk about international immersion. HEC has a bunch of student clubs, all of which are very active. Obviously, marketing club is the most active, but still it's good to talk about specific alumni interactions, specific faculty names, specific course names as well, because HEC, like other schools, has a specialization in marketing as well as strategy, right? So this is the first essay. The second, so I believe those essays which make you write in a shorter word count are more difficult to write because you have to write everything and measure every word, step by step. So the second essay is, what do you consider to be your most significant life accomplishment, life achievement, which is 250 words slash 2000 characters inclusive of spaces. Just one thing here, which is whatever project you have talked about for Zomato or Eternal in the first essay, don't repeat it in this essay. Talk about something totally different. I'm not saying talk about only a work accolade or maybe you winning the Rising Star Award at Zomato and why did you win it. But even if you talk about life or a life episode, make sure that you haven't mentioned it already in the first essay, right? So Like some of my mentees previously have mentioned that they had to move out of the country to do their undergraduation, and that took a toll on their self-confidence momentarily, and they had to take care of their food, friends, finances, everything on their own for the first time. And they had a very cloistered upbringing. Their parents were very were pampering them a lot. So when they moved out of the country, they had to do everything on their own, and how that became their most significant life accomplishment. It can be a work accolade as well, preferably accompanied with an award or a promotion ahead of schedule, right? You talk about, this is my most significant accomplishment. This is why, which is a longer second paragraph, and then you conclude. The third essay is very interesting because I don't think any other school makes you write this essay, so you have to think a lot, which is leadership and ethics are inevitably intertwined in the business world, and describe a situation in which you have dealt with these issues. So leadership and ethics, what this essay implies is, try to think of a situation, be it in your college club or internship or workplace, where to achieve business outcomes, you were mandated to compromise on your ethical compass. And that is when you stopped, you took a step back, and you did not compromise on your ethics. Whether it was fudging data for an investor presentation, whether it was mis-selling to a restaurant partner, or whether it was, falsely deducting commissions from the restaurants who you're collaborating with. I'm not saying Eternal does that. I'm just giving an example. I am a lifelong Eternal/Zomato supporter. I keep on ordering from Zomato. All other food apps are not there in my mobile. So that's why. This fourth essay is, once again, love this essay because no other school makes you write this essay, which is, imagine a life entirely different from the one you now lead, which is, people talk about your alternate reality or a parallel universe, which is, if Sarthak was not working as a category manager at Zomato right now, what would he be doing? He could be a chef, he could be a footballer, he could be a musician, he could be in the army, right? So whatever you have spent your time on in your formative years, whether it's guitar or music or dance or professional gaming for that matter, you can pen it down. It should be a productive career path, not destructive. So you can say that if I was not working with a food tech giant right now, I would be, let's say, a certified yoga trainer. And then you can talk about the fact that how did you stumble upon yoga? How did the interest evolve with time? Who did you take inspiration from? How did you see bodily and emotional benefits? How did you take the certification? How did you start training others? The whole narrative arc has to be there, right? And I love this essay because it makes you think really hard. And the last essay is, by the way, all the other essays apart from the first essay have a word limit of 250 words, which is 2000 characters inclusive of spaces. Essay 5 is a multiple choice question, which means you can pick a choice and then write the essay. I'll read out the 3 options for you. What monument or site would you advise a first-time visitor to your country or city to discover? Very interesting, but requires a lot of research, specifically if you're not a history fan or a history TV viewer. Second option is, certain books, movies, or plays have had international success that you believe to be undeserved. Choose an example and analyze it. Very interesting topic. But the safest topic to write, I'm not saying pick this topic, but the safest topic or option to choose for the last essay for HEC is, what figure do you admire the most and why? You may choose from any field: arts, literature, politics, business. If you're choosing option C, try to choose somebody whose acclaim is not limited to your country or city or geography, right? It should be somebody who has had international acclaim, specifically in France, because the school that you're applying to is in France, and people there, the admissions committee members should know who you're talking about, because it's only 250 words long. If you end up describing that person first because the reader does not know about them, then you will run out of words and word count, right? So, I mean, I can talk about, for example, the fact that, I'm deeply inspired by uh, Miss Sania Mirza, and I am deeply inspired, but somebody sitting in France might not know about her. That's why it's not a very safe option to write about. But if, let's say, I'm talking about Bill Gates or Elon Musk, uh, or a French revolutionary or a French footballer for that matter, that is still okay, who has had global acclaim. I mean, everybody on the globe knows about Elon Musk and Bill Gates, so that's why. If you want to choose option B, I mean, if you're a history aficionado, then you can choose option A for sure. I am not, so I would not be able to pick that option. Option B is also very interesting, which is certain books, movies, and plays which have had international acclaim. Which one do you think had unnecessary success, which was not warranted or merited, and analyze? So, if I was writing option B, uh, to be very honest, I'm a huge John Green fan. I used to read a lot of his novels, Abundance of Catherines, uh, Looking for Alaska, the Anthropocene reviewed, it's also there in my bookshelf. But one novel which received so much acclaim, which I think was unwarranted, was The Fault in Our Stars. I don't think the story or the premise was so powerful. In fact, I think a couple of other novels which I mentioned deserved more acclaim. So if I was writing the second part in this essay and we have to choose only one part, I would talk about The Fault in Our Stars, the author, the premise. Why did I think that it did not deserve so much acclaim? There were other authors and other books by the same author which deserved much more attention. So that is what I would write. But there are 5 essays. It takes a lot of time to write these essays. Trust me on that. Even my mentees who are signing up with us for HEC mentorship services, they believe that they'll be able to do these essays in 1.5 months. But these are tough essays to write. Specifically, essays 3 and 4, which is leadership and ethics, as well as a parallel reality or an alternate life. So please start writing these essays early on, and I hope this video was helpful.